Gotta watch out for briars. No ticks, no chiggers, no mosquitoes, no snakes. I guess there is a bright side. Told you there were briars. I'll tend to that in a few minutes. Finish this job. Half of it in one direction and half in the other. This wound is no big deal, but it's in the fingertip, so it bleeds a lot. And if it starts getting infected, it's gonna be a little sore. I think I've got one Band-Aid in this survival kit. And after I put that Band-Aid on it, I'm gonna do what I should have done a while ago, which is put my gloves on. I think I had a tissue. Yeah. It's actually a clean tissue. This was just a pinprick in the fingertip. So this wound is trivial, but I couldn't really tell that until I cleaned it off. And I'll put a Band-Aid on it just to keep junk from getting in there and maybe getting sore. Trivial, and let's keep it that way. So the camera crew was asking me why I don't use some of these cedar boughs. It's just that getting all that grass over there was less work. When I cut off these boughs, then I have to trim each one because, you know, it's forked and forked and forked and double forked, and then, you know, it's just a little more work. I just wanted to get something down quick for a bed while I still have daylight to hunt some firewood. That's a good question. Now let's get some firewood. And this looks pretty good. If I can get it through all those weeds, this will do fine. It's too hot. I have one of these, okay? But I can tell you from experience that it's a lot of work to get something to take a spark. So if I was gonna make a fire with this thing, I'd put a lot more work into my tinder bundle. I'd get some of that grass out there that's got like these cottony seed pods, and I'd open them up and fluff them up. As a last resort, I'd go to my cotton tinder in there and fluff it up, and that'll take a spark. There you go. That's really cranking out the heat up close, and as I predicted, the breeze is taking the smoke away from my shelter, which is pretty nice. It gets dark early this time of year, and it's way too early to be sleeping. But the thing is, it's relatively comfortable now, so if I'm gonna get any rest, it'll be about You know, it'll be earlier in the evening rather than in the wee hours of the morning. Shortly before dawn will be the coldest. I won't be getting much rest then because it's going to be pretty chilly and I'll be tending the fire. Even if I can't sleep, I'll just close my eyes and rest and think and maybe edit this video in my mind, you know, until I go to sleep. This looks pretty good for now. I'm going to keep the fire burning low. It's putting out plenty of heat. Right now I'm very comfortable. If anything, I'm a little too warm, but that'll change as I cool off from the work I've done. I had said it wasn't going to be comfortable, but this is not bad at all. If I didn't have the poncho, I would cut the branches off of one tree and lean them up against the trunk of another tree with the stem side up and the leaves down and make kind of a teepee and you know, just improvise the best shelter I could. If it was really going to get a lot colder, I would close this off. I'd lower it. I would basically make myself just like a little cocoon, you know, that I scoot up under, and it's chock full of leaves in it and these branches, and I would just bundle up under there and just stay for the night to keep myself alive. Another thing about the cold not to overlook is the fact that if you've got this little dog with you, then you shouldn't be afraid to bundle him up inside of here, you know, and wrap him up and just keep him in there. He'd like to be warm too, so that'll really help. If there's two of you, then don't be bashful. It's more important to keep warm than it is to save face, okay? So snuggle up to your buddy and keep each other warm. Now back to location, situation, and orientation. Okay, so it's located in the valley near a spring. It's situated on the east side of the hill under some trees, and it's oriented so as to avoid this cold breeze coming off the hill. So now I think you've got a general idea of location, situation, and orientation. Okay, and now let's review the steps that you take as you're deciding what to do about a shelter. The first thing you do is you don't panic. You don't just head off in some unknown direction and get yourself lost. You think about, what are my immediate needs? What is my condition? What materials do I have on hand? What are my capabilities? What skills do I have? How much time do I have? You just assess all of those factors and decide what you need, what you're capable of doing, and what materials you have that will allow you to get that done.